What's up, y'all? So I'm back with another video. Hi guys, I miss y'all. The new year is approaching. 2026 is upon us. We have only a few more days until the new year. Thanking God that He has brought us around this thing one more time yet again. We are up in our game. We're trying to elevate in life. We're trying to learn new things. Grind don't stop, y'all. We are gonna be in 2026 very, very soon. And the most important thing I feel like in life is just making sure you are not at the same place you were last year, the new year coming up. Being the same place you were 1 year ago when nothing has changed is a very, very, very scary place to be. There's no way in the world God would want that for us. I feel like everyone should be constantly evolving, constantly growing to new heights, just peaking at your best self. The only thing that I'm trying to do is to outdo myself. It's enough cake out here for everybody to eat, okay? So we have to start making those plans now. We're getting into some, y'all, I do not know how to work this camera. I feel like being in the same place as you were last year is very, very scary. It's very dangerous, and it's just not what God wants for us. He just wants us to keep evolving, stand strong in our faith, and show up for something consistently while we're seeking Him first, putting Him first throughout everything, not idolizing that thing, but making sure that our hands are not idle. I want to be that generational curse breaker. I want to break strongholds on my life, laziness, procrastination, for one. I just want to be my best self. I really do feel like 2026 is going to be my year. It's going to be our year. And I'm just documenting my journey. I'm not perfect, nor do I try to be. I know that my trading is not perfect, but I do want to document my journey, make a safe space, create a community that everyone feels welcomed, comfortable, and we can also learn new things here. And also just up in our knowledge in trading. I always try to healthily expose myself to the market. I don't try to overexpose myself, because once I overexpose myself, it feels like I'm jumping down a black hole, and it's just so many, like it's just a never ending hole that I'm jumping down with the market. So I try to healthily expose myself for good reason, mainly so I won't have so many different biases in my head when I am trading to kind of make me afraid to trade. So that's one thing. Like I said, I just like to healthily expose myself to the market. That's why I come on here. I just want to drop gems here and there to kind of help you all out as well, and just healthily expose you to the market. Today, class, we will be going over how to spot consolidation. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. If you're a supply and demand trader like myself, you want to be in the market that is trending, so you can constantly see higher highs if you want to get into a buy order, or you can see lower lows if you're trying to get into a sell order. So let's try to spot some consolidation on these markets. Let's keep ourselves sharp, and I'm just going to release this video on here so y'all can see as well, and kind of pick my brain, pick my mind to see what I'm thinking when I'm looking at the charts. Starting with NQ, pick my entries on the 5 minute, I exit on the 5 minute. Let's see if we can spot some consolidation on this 5 minute time frame. And let's just do where price closed for the day. I see that price kind of is bunching up. We're kind of moving to the side. It's like a kind of like a wider range, and I would consider the consolidation to be kind of here to here, like a support that price is kind of buying or bouncing from that we cannot seem to break. And then we have a resistance that's over our head that price seems to keep tapping or jumping from as well. I would just mark mine from here to here. Of course, I don't want to mark this to take a position from it, but I'm just marking that so I can say, okay, if price is down here, I know that more than likely we're dealing with some support and resistance. Consolidation and support and resistance is pretty much the same thing. Consolidation is like a chart pattern, if you will, if you want to think of it like that. It's like the type of structure that the market is creating at that moment. Support and resistance is an actual strategy that you're using to approach the market to pull money from. So if you're a support and resistance trader, of course, when this hits this little support level, most people will go long here, trading price to come up to this level, targeting this as your level, and then putting your stop loss right under that support, but price could always break it, which is why I don't trade support or resistance. It's just something that I never got. It wasn't repeatable to me, because as you can see, these wicks are kind of coming out of the little zone that price is tapping. I never understood it. If y'all trade support or resistance, y'all can drop it in the comments and kind of put your input on it. But for me, it just wasn't repeatable for me. And it felt like I was very much at the casino in Las Vegas. It felt like I was kind of gambling. It just wasn't really too structured for me. Judgment-free zone. This is 100% opinionated. This is just me posting my little trading journal in my head, going through it in real life. I'm just sharing this with y'all. So let's be nice here. Or, of course, if roles were flipped, when price gets up to this resistance, a lot of people will go short, which looks like it definitely works out, and you're targeting that support floor again. As you can see, both of them look like they could have been lovely trades, but for me, I just don't trade it. Okay, so I'm back at my little doodle board. I just want to draw it because I know a lot of people are visual learners. The charts can kind of overstimulate you a little bit. So just for those people that want to just see it like drawn, I'm going to do that, okay? So consolidation, like I said, think of yourself, right? Think of a girl. This is my girl. And she's standing up. Well, actually, how do we know if she's a girl if she doesn't have a bow on? Okay, so this is the girl. This is me. I'm standing in a room. This is my little floor. Okay, cool. I'm standing on it. This is the same thing as a floor for price. So you have your support. The floor is supporting me so I can stand up and, you know, of course, be normal. Be the same exact thing for price. And I'm just doing this on the chart so y'all can get a visual. The same exact thing. I'm at home, I'm standing in the room, and I'm standing up, just standing there. This is called a support floor. This is called like a price floor. Same thing for the charts. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I first came to the charts, I was not really catching on to it because it just looks like I got on a plane at Delta, I sat in a cockpit, and I'm looking at all these buttons. What in the world is this stuff? For me personally, I had to really compare it to a real world example so I can kind of help myself catch on to it a little bit better. And this is what I kind of came up with it. Think of myself standing in a room, the floor is supporting me. That is the exact same thing that happens with consolidation. Prices avoiding this level. It cannot break past this level no matter how high you jump and try to crash down. More than likely, that floor is going to hold you up. Okay, I'm gonna draw my hands. Okay, praise the Lord. My hands are up. And let's say that I'm touching the ceiling now. I cannot break above that ceiling. If I'm pushing my hands up like this, I cannot break above that ceiling. So this is a resistance. Why? Because price is pushing back down and it's causing a resistance, which is also known as price ceiling. The same thing that happens with myself, the little girl on the screen. Think of it the same thing with price. Do what you got to do to retain this stuff and spot these levels, and I promise you, you are going to kill it. Put it in something that you can understand. It don't have to be so technical. A healthy exposure. This is very, very important because when you spot certain levels, you know to avoid certain things when you are approaching the market. So, for example, let's say that you have price is doing this. Okay, boom. You see higher highs and higher lows forming, and we're more than likely about to hit some profit. That's what you think. If you go long here, you get an entry here. This is your entry, and let's say that you didn't do a top-down analysis and you failed to identify this level. You hit a price ceiling. You hit a ceiling right here, and you tried to go long. This was your entry. If this was your entry here, you tried to go long right at this price ceiling. What do y'all think is going to happen? Drop it in the comments before I tell y'all. Drop it in the comments. So this is your entry. Of course, your stop loss, let's say, of course, if you're doing supply and demand, your stop loss is a little bit under this zone. This is your stop. And let's say you're anticipating price to go ahead and break this level. Price ceiling, which is also known as a resistance, right here where your entry is. You are going to instantly instantly getting stopped out because you failed to identify that level. That is simply all it's for. You're not trying to take a position from it. You're not trying to do X, Y, and Z. The only reason that is there so you can know what is above your head once you get to this level. To approach this level in the market, I would definitely manage risk, or if I was in a trade, let's say that I have a support down here, it's not going to make me afraid to trade at all. That's not what I'm saying. But if I was in a trade down here, I know I got a little bit of wiggle room to catch a nice 1-to-2 or 1-to-1 trade before I have this resistance over my head. That's exactly what I want to know when I'm going into the markets and I'm putting my capital on the line. So when I get up here, I'm definitely, if I'm in the trade before, it hits here, I'm definitely going to probably take some cons off, take a few contracts off, close some positions. 2, manage my risk by like moving my position in profit or maybe trailing. So this can be a risk-free trade because there is a high probability that we will reject at this level if you see consistent consolidation. So let me give y'all another example. Let's go to the actual charts. So I am on the 4-hour, yay. We're in the cockpit, we're in the plane, we're looking at the cockpit and we're looking at all these buttons. What the heck is all this stuff? We're finna find out. As you can see, the same thing. Y'all can kind of see those levels that I was talking about. Price has been respecting this level since last month. We've been under this area since November 3rd, I believe. If y'all can look at the bottom, just been trading to the side ever since. If you can see, when I go back, NQ is a very bullish instrument. NQ always make higher highs and higher lows year round. We're constantly at all-time highs moving up in the market. And as we start moving since November 3rd, we've been moving to the side a little bit. So I'm hoping that we can kind of break out of that level. But if we don't, it's still no worries because we still have a lot of room before we hit that support and that resistance level. And as you can see, measuring this out, I got almost roughly about 2,000 points to catch a trade. Okay, so if price comes down here, as you can see, think of that little girl. Think of that girl in that room. I don't know how to draw, okay? I'm gonna just put that out there. But think of the girl, she's standing in the room, she's standing on the floor, she's standing on business. And she got her hands to the air. Her hands are long, but she's pushing it. But she's pushing on that ceiling and it will not break. Think of that like price. That's what price is doing. That's what the market is doing. We're stuck between this range. We're in a room. Think about it as we're in a room. I'm pushing, it's not moving. So the same thing with price, So within that, of course, you can take a trade because this is like almost 2,000 points. But if I go down to my 5-minute where price is a little bit tighter in a range, let's see if we can find some type of consolidation with price on a smaller time frame. Okay, we can spot a little bit here. We can see where we broke out of it eventually, but price definitely consolidated. This would be an area where I would definitely be waiting for price to break out and show me something solid, show me something secure, because if my money is on the line, yet again, I'm waiting until I see something that is not consolidating. I want to see something trendy. Right? That is a kind of an example of a more tighter consolidation. So of course, if I'm waiting for X, Y, and Z to happen, I would try to avoid this area. You can see this is just a way to identify a type of structure. You can see we were moving up bullish and then we hit that consolidation because price was trying to retest into that demand zone. So if you're looking at consolidation and you see, okay, we're moving to the side when we should be making higher highs or higher lows in the market, that's something that I need to be aware of and cautious of if I'm about to enter a trade. An example, let's go to the 1 hour. I can show you that consolidation a little bit more. As you can see, this is that 4-hour resistance. This yellow line, that is a 4-hour resistance. As you can see, price, we're moving up bullish until we hit this level. Price was moving up bullish. Everybody's, yay, like we're making money, we're making profit. Like, it's pulling back a little bit, but we are still moving up bullish. I can guarantee you somebody did not have this resistance marked out. They tried to probably go long because this was me when I was not understanding market structure like that. I probably would have tried to go long here, and would have saw this and said, I got stopped out. You see that this rejected at this level and you're like, okay, what happened? And then this happened. We completely tanked to the downside. As you can see, NQ has broken all that structure. We were coming up, about to maybe be at higher highs again. That's what a lot of people were probably anticipating, but we ran into this resistance. If this is not marked out, I'm going to be trading blind. I don't know what's above my head. I'm taking the gamble because I don't know what's going on, honestly. But when you have this resistance marked out, it saves you a lot of heartache. Because if you try to go long here, you're like, let me sit back and let me watch how price reacts to this resistance. I don't know. It's just a high probability, right? Probability, maybe it could reject, maybe it could break it. Maybe we could be, coming for all-time highs again. I'm not sure. So let me just manage risk. That is a part of managing risk, which is sitting on your hands and not doing anything. That is a big thing that makes a profitable trader profitable, when you are able to sit on your hands and say, no, this is not what I want. I want to see X, Y, and Z happen, and I need to see how price reacts to this resistance. A big part about being profitable is being able to sit on your hands, which is what a lot of people cannot do, which is completely fine, but this is something that we got to get better at. When I see that this rejects and I see these big red engulfing candles coming down, it'd be a valid reason to take a sell, maybe. No. I think of it, you're just zooming more and more into the picture. This is on the 1 hour. So of course, if you were to go to the 5 minute, that'd be a valid that'd be a valid area for you to look for a sale, because the market threw out multiple positions to get into. That's all I'm saying. Looking at the market structure, paying attention to the market structure is going to be your best friend. I'm telling you. Figuring out what these candles are doing, pairing that with amazing market structure, identifying zones, identifying consolidation, identifying maybe where trends could be reversing, maybe flipping when NQ has no volume. Putting those things together is a recipe for your success in trading. You're not going to win every day. That's just that's unrealistic. You're going to face some losses, but you're trying to make your wins overcome your losses. So when you do this, it's a recipe for success. I feel like this is healthy exposure. Expose yourself to how to spot out trends in the market. How do I spot out a good trend? How do I spot out a good downtrend, a good uptrend? What does consolidation looks like? How can I identify these things with no indicators? I can just see it with the naked eye, a bare eye. Select one strategy, stick with one thing, whether you trade ICC, fair value gap, supply and demand, support or resistance. Make sure that you're consistent at that one thing. Master that. I always tell myself, a jack of all trades is a master of none. So if you're trying to master so many different things, what's going to happen is when you approach the market, there's going to become a time where you see so many different biases on your screen at one time. And then it's going to make you afraid to trade. And you can be passing up so many A+ setups because you're like, okay, I researched so much stuff and I see. Don't confuse yourself too much. Be kind to yourself. Trading should be a no-brainer. You should be able to identify this because the market does the exact same thing. You just got to identify the zone, what the trend is doing. It's literally a rinse and repeat. The market does the exact same thing. You just have to really figure out where to slide in and slide out at. The profit is going to come once you understand these things. Completely detached from the monetary value, detached from the capital. Once you invest and start doing this and mastering this, you're going to kill it. Once you know this and once you know the basics, you're going to kill it. That's all, folks. That's all I have for today. And happy holidays too. It is December 26th. It is the day after Christmas. Jesus' birthday was yesterday. What an amazing day to be around family, to be around a loving environment. To everyone who may not have family or to anyone that was alone for the holidays, I love you. God loves you and he's always there for you no matter what. He's there with you in the valley and he'll be there with you on the mountaintops as well. I'm always rooting for y'all, as I want everybody to root for each other. That's what this community is for. I appreciate the love, the support that y'all always give me. It really means a lot to me, but I'm a very humble person. but I appreciate all of the support that I've been getting. It's very encouraging as well, and it definitely keeps me motivated and keeps me going to just see that there's other people out there that does the same thing that I do or have similar interests that I have. Is very encouraging, and I love it. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and probably a Happy New Year. I don't know if I'm gonna post another video before New Year comes. Comment some things in the comments that y'all will wanna see from me, any questions that y'all may have. I try to reach back out when I see your comments, like on social media, and I'll be sure to be working on that and getting that out for y'all. Nice seeing y'all. Be blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all later. Bye.